Here in the Twitch livery, the famous John Fly Twitch livery, sponsored by the Facebook group X-Plane Users. You have that 767. It's your favorite plane to fly. Nice. Hello, Al. Good morning. Good morning, Miami Gamer. Yeah, I don't fly this one too often, mostly because I'm not into long haul. I am not into long haul. And this plane is suited for long haul. When that new 747 comes out, maybe I'll dabble in the long haul. Today we're doing a short haul. This is just a test flight. We have two things that we're testing. We have, of course, the GoFLight MCP-Pro panel, and we also have a new wet bar in the cockpit that we're experimenting with. So, so yeah, let's see if this panel works. I'm gonna go ahead and get a block fuel. So on fuelplanner.com, Boeing 767-300. It's a really short trip from Tulsa down to Dallas. And the reason that we're doing this is because we're trying to visit every Bravo and Charlie, and Tulsa is one of the last remaining. I've got maybe a dozen left that I've got to visit, maybe 15 Charlies I've got to visit, and then we'll be able to say we've visited every Charlie in the lower 48 states except for military fields. All right, so we need a total fuel of 24,000 pounds, reserve of 14. So 24 and 14. Okay. All right, let's pray that it works. Batteries on, standby power to auto, external power available, bus ties, auto, utility bus left and right, auto. We'll leave just everything right there for the moment. Let that MCP Pro panel come up. Open up our interface tool. And this might work. Okay. We're going to import. Download 767 MCP Pro import. It's wiping it. Come on, come on, come on. Look at that. Close that. Look at it. Oh, it worked for a second. There it goes. There it goes. Let's see if it works. Let's zoom in. I'll move this off to the side. All right, here we go. We're going to rotate the altitude. Oh, baby. 8,000, 7,000, 9,000, 10,000. Heading. There's our heading bug. The ones you highlight on your list are your most favorite. Yeah. The ones I highlighted are kind of the ones I fly a little bit more. Although there's some of them I haven't flown for a while. All right, so the IAS speed is not showing up on the panel, but I am able to rotate the knob. That's interesting. Course, I am able to change. And course on this side. Well, I'll zoom out a little bit here. Course, I can change on that side as well. All right, well, let's give it a go. Thanks for your patience. That makes me happy. All right, let's come back, continue back up here. I'm gonna just put these gens on in case. I'm gonna come up here and do an IRS. Get rid of the God raise for the moment. I kind of want to get rid of them entirely. Nav for the alignment. Standby power, I gotta confirm. Yeah, it's on auto. Good, good, good. Let's do a position init. So we'll go FMC, position init. Reference airport will be Kilo Tango Uniform Lima, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll take that last position. I'll put it in the set IRS position. The route today will be Tulsa down to Dallas, KDFW. Short run in a big aircraft. And we'll activate that. Okay, we won't set our route quite yet. I do want to see. I do need to immediately go down here and set my fuel again. So in here, we're going to go to ground. Actually, we'll open up the door. Ground, like I say, we're going to have, how many? There's 50 of you. 50 VIPs. 2340 or 2355 on the cargo. The fuel will be 24,500. And a few over here up in the first class. We'll hit load. As you can see here, it's starting to load. Oops. It's starting to load the fuel here, as you can see. While that's loading the fuel, we'll continue with our checklist. Emergency exit light armed. And we'll go position light on. Come back up here and turn the cargo heat on. Hello, Jaro, HDAN. Cargo heat aft coming on, forward and bulk. Cabin. We can turn. We won't turn the window heat on quite yet. Let's turn the temperatures. Cabin auto, for mid cabin auto, aft auto, flight deck on auto. Okay, let's trim air on, recirc left and right on. Left and right packs are coming on to auto. And left, center, and right ISO valve, isolation valves can be on. Okay, we've got our fuel. We can remove the fuel truck and the gate config. We won't remove the GPU yet. Close the plane. What's the coolest livery you've seen on a plane? I'm quite a fan of the Global Sim Alliance livery on the Zebo and the 727. Both of them have pretty cool. They're pretty cool liveries by Cessna Rocks. I mean, this Twitch livery is not too bad. All right, let's go do FMC setup. Okay, so the departures and arrivals. We're going to be departing Tulsa. We should actually go see what they're departing this morning. Well, I'll check the ATIS. Over here, Tulsa weather as of an hour ago is 140 at 8. So runway 8 is the preferred runway. Runway 8 is only 7,300 feet long. I prefer the 1.8s or the 3.6s. The wind is not too bad. It's below 10 knots, so I might choose to take off from runway 3.6. Yeah, I think I'll just take off from 3.6. 3.6 right. Because I can take off in a crosswind 10 knots or less. No problem. So 3.6 right. Execute. There's no SID on the route page. We'll go direct. We're going to PJ, so Papa Echo Juliet Alpha Yankee. And then we're going to, let's see if there's an axis transition on the arrival. Yours is the Thompson Airways Family Life. I haven't seen that one. Do you have a picture? Let's see. Let's do arrivals. I got to go to index DFW arrivals. We're doing the Sever 4 with the axis transition. There it is. Let's land ILS 7 center. I don't know if we want to transition at Bossy or not. Let's take a look. Okay, so down here, if we go procedures, approach, ILS 17 center, we could transition at Bossy. Bossy looks perfect. So we will select Bossy as the transition. Execute. Go look at the legs page. We'll bring axis up here, get rid of that discon. Next page, Bossy, come up. Execute. Yeah, that looks good. Nice. Alright, we'll do a knit. Gross weight. Reserves of 14. Cruise altitude today will be pretty low. It will be 260. Cost index will be 85. Takeoff today will be flaps 5. Oops. There's our trim. V speeds will be 114, 121, 133. That all looks good. Good morning, NV777. Good morning. Good to see you. Thank you for the subscription. Let's go back up to the top. We'll do left and right yaw on. Left and right EEC. Oh, they're already on. So I need to get that off the checklist. Hydraulic pumps left on, center 1 and 2 on, right on. Electrical air, electrical hydraulics. Gens are on. Window heat now coming on. Side forward side on the right side. Passenger signs will switch to no smoking on. Seatbelts to auto. I just gave you a permit if you want to try it again. Okay, so the passenger signs, landing altitude, landing in Dallas. Dallas airport elevation is 607. So we'll come down here and we'll change this to 600. I will go auto 1, or auto rate 2 actually. Left and right bleed on, and it's time to start the APU. So we'll come over here and we'll flick the start switch, and there's the APU starting up. We'll come down here and we'll look at the status. There's our APU EGT rising. Happy football day. It's true. Yep, I think Jacksonville and was it Baltimore are already playing this morning, I think. Here is Ryan's favorite livery right there. Family Life. Nice. I like it. I'm assuming that's out of the UK, right? Yeah. The Family Life hotels. I like it. It's a good looking livery. All right. APU started, stabilized. We'll go ahead and turn the APU bleed or APU gen on. APU bleed on. I think we're good to go to turn external power off. So external power can come off, and we'll remove the GPU. So GPU has been removed. We can also close the passenger door. Airplane, it's already closed. Okay, we're good. All right, let's turn the fuel pumps on. We don't have anything in the center, so left fuel pump. That all looks good. I don't need to turn the center pumps on. Left and right pack will go off. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait for engine start. So any collision red coming on. And let's start the pushback. So let's see if we can talk to John Fly about pushing us back. How come the sound's not working? All right, we're here at this gate. We don't have much room. Let's just try that. Oh, you know what? I bet the sound is... That's interesting. All right, let's see if the pushback truck's coming up. All right, let's go to the plugins menu, better pushback, start pushback.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Tow's driving up. I'm gonna raise this sun a little bit there.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Gonna raise the sun. That's right. I love how this thing can raise the Boeing. I mean, that's pretty freaking amazing. See how it's closing a little. To be able to raise that much weight. See, watch. Oh.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Release parking brake. We're in Tulsa,
Starting pushback,
Oklahoma.
and you may start engines.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, Dano. So I'm going to go here to BetterPushback, and I'm going to do tub left mouse. That's kind of cool. Normally we'd start engines, but we're not going to yet. Once you start the pushback, then you can start engines. So, I don't recommend starting engines at the gate. Alright, let's go packs off. Left and right pack off. And let's go down here. I'll actually go up here. And we'll take number 2 engine. We'll go to ground. Change this display. Waiting for N2 to rise, and then we'll add fuel.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Adding fuel. There we go. How did you get the tug view? It's in the menu. So if you go plugins, BetterPushback, tug cab view. Right there. And then you can use the left mouse. It's going to disconnect and drive away. Oh, and you can use the mouse. I gotta do a screenshot there.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Thank you. Alright, so let's start number 2, or number 1. And we'll wait for N2 to rise up to 20%. What version are you running, Envy? Are you on 044? It is a good plug-in, Gold, for sure. You worked as a ramper. There's 1920. Add the fuel. You worked as a ramper pushback at KGRR. We never started engines at gate unless it was an air start. Yeah, no, that's exactly that's what I was saying, is that you don't ever start your engines at the gate. But he was pushing me back, and I didn't want to do the start engines until I was a ways from everyone. So we're on the same page. Okay, engine starting up. Alright, we can come back up here, and we're going to be packs on. Apu Bleed. An APU can be turned off. APU gen off. Left, center, right ISO valves off. And anti-ice is not required. Let's set up the MCP a little bit more here. VORs to auto. VORs to auto. And we want to turn, let's try the flight director switch. Yep, there's the flight director switch. That worked. And as you can see, I'll zoom in on the first officer side. And I'm going to flip the switch here on the MCP panel. Ooh, flight director's on. Yeehaw! The only thing that's not working at the present is it's not displaying the speed on the MCP, but I am able to manipulate the speed. Okay, so that's good. Speed set. Heading today will be 360. Altitude, well, our initial altitude, let's just pretend we're getting 12,000. Amundos really love this plane. Nice. Yeah, this is a good plane. I don't fly it often enough. Altitude is set. Alright, let's set RTO. RTO right down here. Auto brake, RTO. Flaps. Let's set flaps 5. Trim. According to our page, trim should be 1.4. We'll come down here and set the stabilizer trim to 1.4. Trim is set. Flight controls. Let's take a look. We got full left, full right, back. Tiller's working. Flight controls are checked. Taxi light. Nose gear, we'll just, there we go, taxi light on. Runway turnoff lights on. We'll do red and white collision. Let's taxi out. Thank you for telling me there was a new version. Don't send a notice. Yeah, 0.44. I think 0.45 will have my voice in it. I'm using my voice right now when I use the BetterPushback plugin, and I think it's when you're using American English, it'll alternate between a few different voices, and I was pretty happy to be included in that voice set. So 0.45 will have John Fly's voice. Flight director on software, not on panel from looks of it. What do you mean? The flight director is showing on right there. It's on. Oh, on the first officer side, you mean? Or no, that's not. Well, what do you mean, Chuckle? Oh, it looks like it's on the software. I would delete the old version. Yep. All right, let's continue our taxi out to runway 36 right. Good morning, JT Kerr. Flight director still. I think it's still on. Doesn't it show on? I think I was wrong, looking at the wrong switch on your panel. Oh, okay. Taxi up here on Golf, and then we'll go Golf 1. It's a big plane. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can we get past the 7.4? Alright, continuing our taxi down Gulf. Okay, we'll turn on this taxiway. Alright, we've been told by Tulsa Tower to line up and wait. Good morning, Iowa. Alright, set the parking brake. Go ahead and put our landing lights on. Wing light can come on. Nose light on, sure. Logo, sure. No, logo can come off. Let's use the MCP panel and see if the auto throttle is going to error us out. So here we go. Auto throttle. Oh, auto throttle didn't work. That's a bug. So we're going to have to use the manual auto throttle. The light does come on. Oh, it did work there for a second. So you can turn it off. So you can turn it off, you just can't turn it on. Alright, well, we'll have to play around with that. That might be fixable. Mermos, good morning. I'm doing well, hope you're well. Alright, auto throttle is on. Let's set our transponder, which we should have set earlier. 2121 TARA. Recall looks good. Alright, let's take off. Let's light this candle. Toga set. We're past V1, so we're good to rotate. Okay, we got a positive rate. We'll go gear up. Little view coming out of Tulsa. One more, because that was just cool. Don't hit the drone! Oop, pitching way up. Alright, there is an overspeed. Let's see if we can engage. VNav, LNav, Command A. And we're going to go down here, we're going to go direct to PJ. Direct to PJ, let's go ahead and manage our speed here. Yeah, 250 is fine. No, 250 is not fine. Clean up the flaps. Okay, we're going direct PJ. Yeah, it doesn't like the speed. Oh, there we go, speed. Oh, it's not letting us control the speed. Alright, let's change our altitude. We've been cleared to 26. And we'll clean up the flaps even more. Yeah, I didn't like the flaps 1 above 250, which makes sense. Barometric pressure changed just a bit. Now it's 299 or 4. See you, Tulsa. That's a good shot of Tulsa Airport right there. Screenshot that bad boy. It's interesting how it doesn't go direct PJ. It actually goes back to the original line. Do they have settings for it to work with the Cessna type autopilot? Apparently, there's a default Skyhawk 172 profile for the panel. Headings working. Should we test the vertical speed? I think I will. I'm gonna take off the. Oh, VNav button's not working. It's interesting. The VNav light won't come on. Or it's staying on. That's interesting. Let's see if we can do vertical speed. I think that's a bug. Yeah, I'm hitting the VS and it's not coming on. So it's not, that needs to be mapped, that data ref. But if I go vertical speed here, I can change it with the MCP panel. So there I do have control over the vertical speed. Let's see if it's going up at 2,000. Yep, it's going up at 2,000. What are my thoughts on the MCP? I think that for the Zibo, the 737-800, it works 90%, and I really like it. This plane, so far, it's not displaying the speed. It's not acting correctly with the VNav lights and the LNav lights. Although these LNav and VNav lights work on the Zibo, and the speed also works on the Zibo. I am able to control the vertical speed here, but it's not showing the vertical speed on the screen here, and I can't toggle the VS on and off. So there's that. I'll go back into the VNav profile. So, but I'm not saying that that's necessarily the GoFLight module itself's fault. I think it's just a matter of going in and using the Polypot software, this guy right here, to go in and map certain functions, you know, map certain functions to certain data refs. And so it's just a matter of building the profile. And I think it'll light things up and work. But you have to, you know, their main focus, this hardware company, their main focus is not X-Plane. And it's actually customers who have been developing the X-Plane profiles. So, yeah, it works pretty well with the IXEG, yep. Are you using, Captain Boeing, are you using the IXEG profile that's on the Polypot website, or are you using just your own? So, yeah. Mayor Mose, as designed, what do you mean? I bet you the autopilot disengage button will work. Flight director buttons work. They show the master. The courses are working. Oh, they were. Now they're not. That's interesting. Ah. They were working on the ground, but now they're not. I wonder if that's because it's on auto. Yep, it's because it's on auto. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, and that's the other thing is, we're going to set the ILS frequency down there. Those are just for VORs. Using a profile on Polypot, modify a couple of... Hey, do you mind sharing... Can you share your zip file that you've made a few modifications for? That would be awesome. And then I'll test the IXEG live. Alright, we're at 26,000. Let's do some testing. Let's take it to 25,000. Vertical speed's not working, so let's hit vertical speed. And we'll rotate the vertical speed down to 1,000. Making the turn at PJ. The plane is descending down to 250 flight level. Flight level 250. Not sure about the value of the MCP. How much is it selling for? It's $450. Yeah, it's not cheap. Most of your modifications were for the EFIS. Okay, I don't have the EFIS. All right, yeah, it's descending down to 250 just fine. Serious gamer, you think you're gonna get the panel? Looks pretty cool. Yeah. And like I say, if you're good with data ref editing, I think you can make it work even better with each of these X-Plane models. I'm not very good with data ref editing, but I'm gonna recruit a couple of gentlemen who are good at data ref editing to help me modify it. So I'm gonna use the MCP panel. Go back up to 260. I'm gonna use the vertical speed, and I'm gonna change that up to 1,000 feet. Speed, I'm going to go up to 0.74 on the Mach. I wonder if this will change things. There's the speed. I wonder if the altitude intervened would... We're also going to test, obviously, the VOR, the LOC, and we'll test the approach. Oh! Drew, the Cessna pilot.
Rooster is back because you're flying to my home. DFW.
We got a subscribe. Rooster's back. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Drew, for the subscribe, the 3 months of support. Appreciate it. Yep, we're going to DFW, baby. Should we test a VOR? I'm tempted to fly a little slant alpha. Oops. I gotta make it so It looks like the names. That's a big long name. I gotta change that down. Can you guys still see the names there on the subs? Yeah, on the box below. Just wish there were more profiles available. I also think every time an aircraft designer updates it, it makes some things in the profile go batty. Yes, I in my testing of the 757, several things changed in the last 2 or 3 updates of the 757, and the author of the profile, I think, is basing his GoFLight profile off of a version that's like 3 or 4 versions old. So many data refs have changed, unfortunately. Yeah, but they need to, you know, they need to update their aircraft. So using the program to can make a profile for any plane. I don't know if that's true or not, but like I say, if I go to MCP-Pro here, I choose device 0. I have all of these inputs, and I can assign them. So I think you have a lot of, I think you can pretty much hit, I mean, really oh, snack. I shouldn't have done that. Really, I think that you should only use this particular panel with a Boeing aircraft, in my opinion, just because it's, you know, it's a Boeing MCP. So, but that you do have to purchase that software separately. All right, let's try heading mode for a moment. So I'm going to hit heading select. Doesn't work. Let's go. Nope, that doesn't work either. So I got to map that. Uh-oh. Let's go. Boom. Okay, once I select it, I can. Let's go around to, let's fly heading 150 for traffic. So once the heading selected mode is, I can manipulate it with the dial. So that's one thing I don't have to fix. Thinking of buying the PA-23 Aztec from Alabama. I do like the Aztec. I think if I'm not mistaken, I put it out on, well, let me look it up here, hold on. I thought I did a video on it. Sure enough, it looks like the PA-23 Piper Aztec, I did a video in September. So, Drew, there you go. There's a video of me flying back in September.
Some new tunes. Twitch is putting out some royalty-free tunes.
The audio didn't sound all that good, but there you go. Okay, now we'll go back on a heading of let's go 180. Well, I've never done this before, but I'm going to try something. If we come down here and we go to map plan VOR, and then we're just going to dial up a VOR here. We'll dial up the Bonham VOR. Well, yeah, let's dial up the Texoma VOR. So up here, we're going to change this frequency to 114.3. Okay, and then we're going to come down here. Let's keep an eye on the course there, and then we're going to dial this course. Okay, there's the course. But it's... There's the WX. I thought that with the VOR being on. It is changing the course. I've never tried to fly slant alpha. You are left. I'll have to play with that. It's not going back to auto, that's funny. Alright, we'll go legs page. We'll go direct. We'll go direct to Axie. Execute that, and we'll go back into LNAV, which it doesn't do there. So LNAV and VNAV. Let's reset our MCP. So we'll take the MCP altitude. ILS is at 6,000, so we'll go to 6,000. Approach. Top of descent is in 12 miles. Unfortunately, there are not too many tutorials on the Polypilot software, especially with X-Plane. Yeah, for sure. Yep. And here's the thing is, here's the thing, is the developers of those profiles. Okay, so on the Polypilot software website, they should put the date that the profile was released, the version that it's compatible with, and also if the author of the profile is okay with this, to give their contact information so people can give them feedback, because obviously everyone's simulation pit is going to vary, and I'm thinking that that author could really, you know, come out with some updates for based on certain situations for other people if they wanted to, and then more and more people would adopt if it worked, which would in turn have GoFlight sell more panels if it was more functional. All right, let's go down here. Let's set we'll set the auto brake to 3. ILS frequency today will be 110.3. And the course will be 176. ILS is set up. altimeter's 29906. So again, we'll adjust. It should be on standard right now, actually. So in just a bit, we'll when we get down below 18,000 feet, we'll change that to local altimeter pressure. I'm thinking our top. Yep, there's our top of descent. We're now descending. Benny Sim, how you doing? It has helped that Polypot now has a search function. Yeah. Yep. Benny Sim, how you doing? DMB Bird, how you doing? Rudyism, good morning. Yeah, the MCP, it's not working very well with this plane, Benny Sim. I'd say it's about 55% were functional. So I need to talk to someone who is a data ref editor guru to be able to change the profile to work correctly. But it does work 90% with the Zebo. So we may fly the Zebo today. I wanted to fly the FlyJ Sim 732 with this, but I couldn't get it working, even with the Polypot profile. Why Ryanair is the worst? You know what? I was reading an article about JetBlue. Apparently, they're offering some 4-year program. You pay $125,000 and you become a pilot for JetBlue within 4 years, and then you go out and you make $15 an hour. It's crazy. I don't know how true that article was, but did you see the same article? All right, we're descending down to flight level 2 through 210. Just flew the Zebo 3.10 Victor, although I heard that the Alpha is pretty bad. I really liked it. The new FMC is great. The VNAV was a bit off. That was the only thing that was not good with the version, at least for me. You know, Benny Sim, I'm still using 3.06 Papa. 3.06 Papa is very stable for me, and it works with the MCP panel. 3.10, he changed a data ref for the heading sync, and I haven't figured out how to change. Maybe Captain Boeing, maybe you can help me out with changing just the one heading sync data ref, and then I could update to 3.10. But again, 3.06 Papa seemed to be pretty solid for me. But eventually I need to update, yeah. Pilots are contractors. Employees is a big word, yeah. To me, it would be, as if you were running a company, you have your your mission critical key employees. Those should be treated the best. I understand that you have to be profitable, but there's something to be said about compensating your key employees very well to motivate them to be, happy, safe, productive, efficient, that type of thing. But it all comes down to demand, right? You have so many people, or not so many people, that want to be a pilot. And then you have people who have more flight time and some have less, and so there's this supply and demand equation. And as long as pilots will continue to fly for crap wages, the airlines will pay crap wages. But there's a lot of analogies between, an airline and any business. You spend a little bit more on the employee, you actually end up getting a better return. It's kind of like a company that, let's say they have IT equipment, right? If you skimp on your IT spending, it comes back to bite you in productivity and efficiency down the road, because you have downtime, or you don't have the features or the abilities or the tech available to your staff in order to streamline things, because you decided to save money. It ended up costing you money. I think it's the same thing, with the pilots, it takes a long time to train someone to be able to fly an Airbus A320. Yeah. Tech efficiencies are cheap compared to human ones. Yeah. Yep. All right, we're down through. We can change to local altimeter, which is 2997. There's a little trick if you guys haven't seen it. If you hover right above that screw right there and click, when it shows the arrow, click, that will update the first officer's altimeter to the same. It's kind of nice. Changing processes and functions for humans is a real pain in the butt. Yep. Maybe one day I'll run a company. I don't know. Yeah, I do Twitch. Let's say I'd fly if I could get paid $500,000 for streaming flight simulation 30 hours a week, I might think about it.
Oh snap. I just got hosted with the mosted.
Andy S. King with the host. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate the host. Welcome aboard, everyone. Alright, we got an FMC message that's probably drag required. So let's introduce a little bit of speed brake. Not a lot, just a little bit. Thanks again for the host, Andy. How'd your stream go? I believe you were in, I think you were in the NGX, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we got crackle now. Thought I'd fix that crackle. I'm going to test something on the crackle. I don't recommend crackle, folks. I'm actually thinking about getting a different, I'm thinking about getting an Aver Media capture card. And, let's switch to wave out and see what happens. Do we have crackle still? No, we do not. We're on wave out. I'm thinking about getting the Aver Media Live Gamer HD 2 or something, just to see how it performs. Yes, the NGX. Hope the flight went well. Yeah, I miss that plane, actually. I do miss that plane. Alright, let's check the route here. We're going to Bird J. After Bird J, we're going to go to Noose, and then Yabbit, and then on into Bossy for the initial approach fix. Amundos. Food. I need some food. Only snacks here. Alright, drag require. We can clear that message out. Let's arm the spoilers. Anyone here know how to land a 767? I may need some assistance. Opinions on the D-Den Challenger. Well, N90 Flyer, have you looked at my YouTube video where I have a real-world Challenger pilot walk me through the entire cold and dark setup, start, flight, landing, everything? A real-world Challenger pilot. So just do a YouTube search for Challenger and John Fly, and it'll come up with that video. And it's kind of funny, on the initial takeoff, I do like a rollout spin. It's kind of entertaining. Aim 1,500 feet down. Okay, that's good advice. Delta pretzels are superior. You know, lately they've been having the garlic, I think it's like sea salt and garlic or something, pretzels. They've been pretty good. Rainy Drock, good day. Thanks for dropping in, Rainy Drock. We got rid of the crackle. Now I need to test to see. Well, we'll see how it performs on this. Instead of direct audio output, we're doing wave out. So we'll see how it works. Another FMC message. It still wants drag. All right, we'll give it what it wants. In crosswinds, remember the length of your fuselage and where you are setting up front with respect to your wheels. With anything more than, say, a 15-knot crosswind, you want to line up off the center line from your perspective when visual. Okay. I see you got the Twitch skin again. Mind hitting me up? Yeah, I can share the Twitch skin with you, Bucky. Do you have the 767? Alright, I think we can arm spoilers. Arm spoilers. Nope. Okay. Very few people actually have this livery. Yes, the fly factor. Yep. All right, we're about to make a turn. Right up here you'll see that we're going to go left turn to intercept. So once we get on a slight left turn, what's the message? Still wants drag? Dang. Wasn't there one for the 738? I don't think I have a Twitch livery for the 738. I didn't make one. Alright, let's go on headings. So I'm going to select heading. And then I'm going to change my heading here with the MCP panel for an intercept. See if I can hit the loc. Oh, the loc button worked. Beautiful. Alright, so there's one thing that does work on the panel for this floodplain. I'm going to intercept at yeah. That's a good vector right there for the intercept. I'm also going to hit speed. 230 is fine. I'm going to go off of the VNav. Yeah, localizer's intercepted. Or sorry, localizer's armed. We're looking good. Can I do flaps 1 at 230 knots? Should be able to, huh? But I don't need to. Yeah, we'll go flaps 1. I probably shouldn't do flaps 1 yet, but I like to have a little more. I don't like the nose up attitude. I should get over that. Is there a Twitch livery for the Zebo? I don't think there is. Not that I know of, anyway. Okay, so again, we got the localizer button armed, and there it is. It's intercepting. Sweet. We'll go ahead and hit the approach button. Let's see if this works. Nope, that's interesting. Approach button on now. That's interesting. It lit up all of my commands. A, L, C, and R, left, center, right. Well, I hope you have fun, Dano. Okay, we're on the capture. So let's go ahead and slow down. We'll set the speed here to 180. 180. Creeks, yes. Yes, we do. Aviation 2015 just mentioned it. It's awesome. It's definitely the best freeware 737 on the planet. Uh-oh. You're watching Max and I? Nice. Yeah. I learn a lot from Max. Backwoods dirty. There's Dallas, Fort Worth ahead of us. 2993 is local altimeter. And we'll send it over to the first officer side. Put in some flaps. Go gear down. I've got 4. Hello, mini-webs. Gear is down. Let's approach speed. Let's go 132. Peter Hoover, hello, happy Sunday. We're a little bit above the glide slope. Trey cons at busy airports swear in their heads for the GA traffic messing up there. I know, I love it. We landed at, what, 3 different Bravos on our cross-country flight? I loved it. And we got our own private runway at Vegas, and all the commercial aircraft couldn't land because there was a 10-knot tailwind. But our little Cirrus Max did it perfectly. It was crazy. We had the airport change the runway 4 different times. Autopilot off. My aircraft.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Minimum. Glide slow.
Huh. It's
Glide
not.
slow. Glide slow.
It's not
Glide
working
slow.
very well.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
We're way
Glide slow.
below it.
Glide slow. Glide slow. 100. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Here we go.
50. 40. Glide slow. 30. 20. 10.
Get her down. Get her down. All right. Let's let the auto brake do its magic. Get some reversers in right now. And we have applause. Let's turn the auto brake off. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Welcome up here. Oh, we had a little bit of a 185 on that landing. Bit high on the G, 1.4. Yeah. All right, let's disengage the spoilers. Had to wait for that catering truck to get off of the taxiway. For some reason, my nose wheel steering's not working. They didn't have anyone coming in on 17 center anyway. Continue with the cleanup. Nothing to do with the pilot. The hard work is done by the controller to accommodate the slow bird and a non-stop flow of airliners at busy airports. Sucks. No business being there in a Cirrus. Oh, I completely 1000% disagree with you. The airports are there, and quite frankly, a controller should be able to vector in any aircraft if they know how to do their job. And yeah, the truth is that there's a reason that there's a signature at most Class Bravo airports. They like the GA. They like the little biz jets and the Cirruses, because they buy fuel. And it very much has a lot to do with the pilot, and I'll tell you why. Max's ability to do exactly what the Tracon and the approach controller and tower in a Class Bravo airport, he does exactly what they want him to do, exactly what and when to do it. He is, and a lot of pilots are intimidated about flying into a Class Bravo. But you know, if they tell Max, hey, I need 155 until 2 miles out, no problem. Well, the truth is that he's going the same speed as a jet up until 2 mile final. So what's the problem? It's the same speed as a jet, if not a little faster. So yeah, Class Bravos and Charlies are my medicine. I didn't turn on my taxi lights though, because I was on a little RR. Should have turned my APU on as well. Let's see, where do we want to park? I think we'll park over this way. GA pays nothing towards ATC and buys peanut fuel. They do buy peanut fuel, but Signature doesn't fill up Delta Airlines either. But yeah, I think we spent probably $4 or $5 grand in fuel on across the country. I don't know. I didn't add it up, but it was a very small amount compared to the jets, of course. But yeah, Rush Rant, right? You got it, Serious Gamer. And yeah, the fact is that GA GA doesn't pay for ATC. We as taxpayers, we as U.S. taxpayers, whether we fly commercially or whether we fly privately or whether we don't fly at all, we as American taxpayers pay ATC. It's you know, that's the truth. Our taxes, and there's a lot of fees that go toward. Actually, I'd like to know what the breakdown is. How much of it is actually collected from the airlines directly, and how much of it just comes from the general general treasury funds. Signatures are a cancerous growth. Man, I love Signature. Their popcorn is to die for. Because when you fly into like Boston in the real world, and then you go and get that popcorn, your life is complete. They do use 60s technology. Yeah. They do use 60s tech. I agree with that. I saw 60s tech at the Salt Lake City TRACON back when I was a teenager. I got a tour, and I was like, "Whoa, you guys need to modernize." All right, let's do a replay. Let's see how bad that G-force was, and how bad that wing flex was. Actually, we'll back it up a little bit more. The popcorn tastes so great because you're hungry, yeah. Well, the popcorn tastes so great because you're sitting at, you just taxied by a 787, a 747, a 767, an A330, an A320, and you're in this little tiny Cirrus aircraft, and you're taxiing at a Bravo, a Class Bravo, like a Boston, or yeah. It's fun. It's the best plane spotting you can do in your entire life is when you're actually on the taxiway behind the Super A380 and you're in the Cirrus and you're behind this and it's like caution wake turbulence on the taxiway. Their mics and transmitters are World War II era. I agree. I actually think we should get off of AM. Worldwide, there's a problem. I don't know why we're on AM. We should be on FM. Ooh. A little wing flex, but that wasn't bad. Gonna That's kind of cool, actually. It's not a bad landing. Thank you. Thank you for watching this amateur. A little left to center. Oh, and I definitely did bring down that left wheel a lot earlier than the right, but tower thought I was cool looking. Here's what the tower saw. Richie D. You don't like that Twitch livery? Really, John? I do. What don't you like about it? Because you don't see him in the real world, or no? No float equals a win. Yeah, I got her down, right? Richie D going well. Having a good Sunday morning here. Alright, we'll do one more. One last one. We'll do it from this side. That Twitch TV John Fly right there. I paid a lot of money to have that painted on this plane. Livery makes me wonder where Cranky... Yeah, exactly. Good morning, Cessna Rocks. Yeah. Well, that was kind of cool. The other thing about this livery, I'll show you guys, is it's got it's November 572 Tango Tango, but look at this. It pays homage to the people who brought me into this world. Dedicated to my ground crew, Josh J. Gibbs and Marcus MMC. Special thanks to Cranky Liveries. But yeah, these two hobos are the reason I got into X-Plane. Hardcore. And the reason I've been screwing up ever since. And the other thing too is I think I'll leave the X-Plane 10 logo on here. You know, back to my roots. X-Plane 10, SciTech, 4Flight, Pallet Edge. There might even be an Easter egg or two on here. I don't even know. But the other thing to it that it has is it's got the very important John Fly on the front. Captain, what should we tell the crew about the next flight? That's a good question. I kind of want to fly the FlyJ Sim, but I don't think it works at this panel.